I'm Vicki Klessman. I'm one of the candidates that's running for Waupaca County Circuit Court Branch 2 for the judgeship there. Judge Hoffman recently decided to retire. He was the judge for Branch 2, and so I decided to run for the office. I grew up in Wisconsin Rapids. My father was a pharmacist, and we owned a number of drugstores. I came to Waupaca a little more than 26 years ago. I went to law school in Minnesota and came to Waupaca sort of when I was fresh out of law school. It was my first legal job, and I've been here ever since. I work in the district attorney's office, so I was hired 26 years ago by John Snyder and have been working in the district attorney's office since that time and have been living in Waupaca since that time. I have 4 children that I raised in Waupaca, and they're all grown now. So I have some time on my hands that I feel that I could dedicate to becoming a judge. I've handled some of the less serious matters like speeding tickets and things like that, all the way up to our most serious cases, homicides, sexual assault cases, domestic violence, property offenses, bar fights, just about every type of case that we've had. I've handled many jury trials. I've had hundreds of jury trials over the years, and I've handled thousands of cases. I enjoy working in the district attorney's office. I enjoy working with the community members. I help victims a lot of times as they're going through the whole court process if they've been a victim of a crime, and I enjoy that part of my job, helping them through what can sometimes be a very traumatic experience. I have a pretty heavy caseload, which I think would make me a good judge, because judges handle a lot of cases and they have to be able to process cases through the system. And so for 26 years I've been handling a lot of different cases. I'm in the Waupaca County courts on a daily basis. The district attorney's office is situated right in the courthouse, and we're in court every single day handling cases before the judges. So I feel like I have a good knowledge of how the Waupaca County courts work, and I feel that I have the experience of handling lots of cases and handling lots of jury trials, which I feel is one of the most important things that judges do, is handle serious felony cases and handle jury trials, and I have a lot of experience in that regard. One of the reasons I've decided to run for judge is that I feel like I'm a dedicated public servant in the district attorney's office already, and I have it's always been instilled in me a desire to help out the community that you reside in. When I grew up in Wisconsin Rapids, my father was very active in his community. He's a World War II veteran, and it was always very important to him to give service to his community, service to his country, and I think he instilled that in me. And so one of the reasons I decided to become a prosecutor is because of a dedication I feel to the community and helping the community out, and I feel like that's a primary part of my job, is to assist victims and help in the community. And so I feel that if I became a judge, it would just be a furtherance of that kind of community involvement and helping out with your community, trying to keep your community safe, and helping the people that appear before you.
Hello, I'm Keith Steckbauer, the newly appointed judge in Waupaca County. I've been given this opportunity to discuss with you why I was appointed, the process, and why I would ask for your support in the elections coming up. First, I'd like to share a little bit about the appointment process. When Judge Hoffman retired, the Governor Walker solicited applications. All of the current candidates applied. We had to submit significant packets, including our writing samples and our references and our qualifications. After reviewing those, the governor's office gave me the opportunity for a one-on-one sit-down interview with the governor, which is an amazing experience. After that interview, it was decided I was the person that best met his judicial philosophy and his belief that I met the needs of Waupaca County. After the selection was made, a thorough background check was done on me and to confirm that I'd lived a life worthy of this significant and important role in our community. The governor decided that I met his criteria for judicial philosophy, that judicial philosophy is rooted in the Constitution and requires a respect for the rule of law. The governor did not require a litmus test of political affiliation. Rather, I truly believe he looked for the most qualified candidate. I believe I was selected based upon my life's work. As I told Governor Walker when he called to inform me of his appointment, I told him I would not disappoint him, and I will tell you I will not disappoint you, the voters of Waupaca County. I understand the election process is a little confusing given my recent appointment. Basically, there's a 6-year term. I will be completing a term that runs to July 31st. August 1st, a new term will start. We have a primary on February 18th and a general election on April 1st to select that term, the holder of that term on August 1st. So, even though I've been appointed, I need your confidence and your support in retaining this position to serve the residents of Waupaca County. Next, I want to share with you a little bit about my background. I've practiced law for 20 years, with most of it split between Outagamie and Waupaca counties. I have lived just over the line in Dale, but I've owned land for years in Waupaca County and will be closing on a new house in Waupaca before I take office. I've successfully managed a thriving legal practice for over 10 years, paying all of my bills and making payroll month after month. I think that has prepared me in part for the administrative roles that I will take on as a judge. I've tried jury trials, divorces, cases large and small, and venues throughout the state of Wisconsin. I've written untold number of wills, handled countless real estate transactions, and closed many estates. I've represented governments, small businesses, and families. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of Waupaca County residents through all phases of life's legal challenges. I've probably represented a friend, family member, or relative of most of the people listening to this presentation. Unlike the other candidates, I've also been blessed to serve in elected office. I've been a town board chairman, managing roads and budgets, and a school board member through some very challenging times these last few years, placing students first, yet treating all stakeholders with respect. And those school board, members of the school board have elected me to serve as their president for the past 4 years. I've likewise been asked to serve in roles of responsibility in Waupaca County. I serve on the First State Board of Directors, I serve on the New London Family Medical Center Board of Directors, and on the Board of Trustees for my New London Church. I volunteered in more activities than I can or should rattle off. I've done them either for my church, my community, or my children. Each action has been done to show my children that there's a world beyond them and they have responsibilities to the community to which they belong. But as anyone knows who serves their community or their church, you get so much more out of it than you put in. My elected roles have required deliberation and decisions affecting taxpayers, students, and employees. My roles in my church have taught me both reflection and action. My roles on corporate boards have served to teach me more about how our community needs thriving businesses for our community to survive and thrive, and that tough decisions have to be made after the debates are done. I'm ready for the challenge given to me by Governor Walker. I prepared myself, and I've really been prepared by my fellow citizens of Waupaca County to serve, to act, and to speak as its conscience in the most important affairs of life. I leave you with one last thought and promise. As a young lawyer, I was taught every case is the biggest case to somebody. And it doesn't matter if its value is a pittance or millions of dollars. It's the most important case to someone. So every case deserves respect. Every litigant deserves respect. And that's what I'm going to take on the bench. Every person in front of me will be treated with respect, and every case will be treated as it is the most important case to someone. Thank you, and please consider supporting me.